Hey there, Neutron Tech crew. Today we're hanging out with Shop Nation as they tackle an absolutely wild shed project that's got more surprises than you'd expect from a backyard build. The whole thing kicked off with some serious groundwork. Literally, our builders started by digging out and flattening the chosen spot because you can't just slap a structure on uneven dirt and hope for the best. They went with a concrete slab foundation, which meant setting up forms, spreading gravel like they were decorating the world's most boring cake, and then pouring concrete until everything was nice and solid. Now here's where Texas geology comes into play. The state's clay soil is notorious for puffing up like a sponge when wet and cracking like desert floor when dry. It's the kind of soil that can literally move your building if you don't plan for it. A proper slab keeps all that drama at bay while also telling termites and moisture to take a hike before they even think about touching the wood frame. You know what beats a basic pier foundation or those sketchy skids? A monolithic slab that laughs at soil movement and gives you a ready-made floor all in one shot. Since this wasn't just some lawnmower storage but an actual tiny living space, that extra concrete work made perfect sense. Once that foundation set up nicely, it was time to get vertical with some good old lumber framing. Treated wood sill plates went down first, getting bolted to those anchors we mentioned earlier. And yes, treated wood matters here because it's the barrier between concrete moisture and your structure. The footprint came in at roughly 12 by 15 feet, just shy of 200 square feet, which hits that sweet spot between spacious enough to live in and small enough to actually finish building. Getting those walls up solo is like trying to hold a giant playing card upright in a breeze, but temporary braces saved the day while everything got secured to the base. Now the roof? That's where things got spicy. This wasn't your basic flat-top situation. We're talking a tall gable design with a dormer sticking out like the shed's trying to grow an extra room. The builder ran a ridge beam down the center spine and attached rafters that stretched down to meet the wall plates. That dormer addition meant extra math and measuring because roof geometry doesn't mess around. With the skeleton complete and a roof overhead keeping things dry, it was time to wrap this baby up. Literally. OSB panels went up on the exterior walls, turning a bunch of sticks into actual structural walls that could handle whatever Mother Nature might throw at them. These 4x8 sheets basically tie all those individual studs into one solid unit that won't wobble when the wind picks up. Next came those roof overhangs, both a front porch situation and a matching setup out back. The engineering puzzle here was making these extensions stable without having support posts right in the middle of everything. They built them as cantilevers, basically beams that stick out from the main structure like diving boards. These overhangs matched the main roof's angle with custom-cut rafters handling the transition smoothly. Getting those angles right meant careful work with a speed square and probably a few test cuts on scrap wood first. After all that framing action, priority number one was weatherproofing this thing. More OSB went up on the roof. The stuff's tough, doesn't break the bank, and gets the job done. Here's the thing about OSB, it's not just random wood chips glued together. Those strands get arranged in crossing patterns and compressed into sheets that can handle serious structural loads. It's basically engineered to be the bodyguard of your building's frame. Time to gift wrap the structure. Out came the synthetic house wrap, that white stuff you see on buildings under construction. This material's got a neat trick. It keeps rain and snow from sneaking into your walls, while still letting interior moisture escape. Metal roofing came next, and our solo builder had a smart system prep each panel on the ground before hauling it up. Clean cuts with the right tools meant no jagged edges to slice fingers on later. Window time brought a mix of basic single-pane units and one fancy polycarbonate number up high. Since nobody planned on heating or cooling this space, fancy double-pane windows would have been overkill. While these utility-style windows are usually designed to just mount on the surface, our builder went the extra mile, recessing and carefully trimming them for a cleaner look. He then expertly applied butyl-based flashing tape, a super effective barrier that firmly seals the lower sill plate against any sneaky water infiltration. For windows, he chose a mix, standard single-pane utility windows paired with one custom-built polycarbonate transom. These were picked specifically because this shed wasn't destined to be climate-controlled. While these utility-style windows are typically designed for a straightforward surface mounting, our builder went the extra mile, ingeniously recessing and meticulously trimming them for a much cleaner, more integrated aesthetic. Following this, he expertly applied butyl-based flashing tape, an incredibly effective and highly durable barrier material strategically to the lower sill plate, creating an impenetrable seal against any potential water infiltration and ensuring long-term dryness. The installation of the doors, however, proved to be significantly more challenging, presenting a series of substantial hurdles. The main entry door, a pre-hung steel exterior unit typically measuring 32 inches wide, conventionally requires a 34-inch rough opening for proper fit. Critically, our builder initially framed this opening undersized, a miscalculation he unfortunately discovered only during the crucial door fitting stage. This precise miscalculation led to a considerable and unanticipated intervention, necessitating that he meticulously cut into the freshly sheathed and already wrapped wall, a less than ideal setback. Despite these unforeseen detours and the added complexity, he successfully managed to reinstall the entire entry unit, ensuring it was perfectly plumb, impeccably level, and properly shimmed for optimal operation. Then here's a subtle yet critical detail that truly showcases his advanced understanding of modern building science. He deliberately left the bottom flange unsealed and open. On the shed's rear wall, the incorporation of a substantial 6x7-foot steel roll-up door introduced another intricate layer of complexity to the solo build. Our resourceful builder tackled this formidable task entirely on his own. With the roll-up door now fully installed, he ventured outside to commence the construction of a custom fire pit, a component that quickly evolved into one of the most thoughtfully designed and technically rich elements of the entire project. The initial critical consideration was selecting its precise location, which he carefully triangulated based on a harmonious blend of aesthetic appeal and paramount safety concerns. Once the optimal spot was meticulously selected, he meticulously excavated a perfectly circular footprint, making it approximately 1 foot wider than the final desired diameter of the fire pit. Perched atop this meticulously prepared base, our builder artfully arranged 4 concentric rings of exquisite tumbled Allegheny stone. Eschewing the conventional and often visually uninspired prepackaged kits, he deliberately opted for these standalone character-rich stones drawn by their unique texture and aesthetic appeal. The undisputed centerpiece of this magnificent fire pit is the Brio X30 smokeless fire pit insert, an ingeniously engineered stainless steel combustion chamber that represents advanced design. It operates on a brilliant double-wall principle. As cool ambient air is skillfully drawn into the lower wall cavity, it rapidly heats up. But to truly complete the ultimate outdoor leisure set, he pushed the boundaries, maximizing comfort and entertainment with a brilliantly protected outdoor TV setup. Most residential pre-hung exterior doors featuring half-light glazing typically utilize a sandwich construction where tempered glass is securely encased within molded fiberglass. As for the ceiling's interior finish, the builder, with his keen eye for both aesthetics and durability, most likely selected a material that was not only highly tolerant of varying weather conditions, but also exuded a visually warm and inviting character. At this juncture, the house stands remarkably close to being fully ready for occupancy, yet it's important to acknowledge that a significant amount of detailed work still lies ahead. Visually, the aesthetics of the Shop Nation shed project genuinely elevate it far beyond the realm of a mere utilitarian structure. His overarching intention is to masterfully transform this structure into a meticulously crafted camphouse retreat, a space that seamlessly blends sophisticated form with practical function, creating an idyllic escape. This crucial reinforcement phase was absolutely vital for guaranteeing the long-term stability and structural integrity of the entire building. For the various openings, including doors and windows, this meticulous process involved installing robust double and, in some particularly critical instances, even triple studs on either side of each frame. This detailed approach was particularly paramount in the dormer area, where the inherent complexity of the framing significantly increased due to the intricate angled rooflines and intersecting structural elements. Reinforcing these crucial junctions was absolutely necessary to create perfectly square, plumb corners that would not only look impeccable but also provide superior resistance against racking forces from powerful winds or other lateral loads. This comprehensive reinforcement not only provided exceptional stability to the framing during the active construction phase, but also meticulously prepared all the surfaces for the flawlessly clean and precise installation of subsequent sheathing and finishing materials. It is an unequivocally ideal material choice for a shed strategically located in Texas, a region where environmental conditions span an extreme spectrum, ranging from blistering, intense sun and periods of heavy torrential rain to the occasional destructive hailstorms. Here, specialized Z-flashing or sleek metal drip edges were meticulously installed above all window and door trims, serving a crucial purpose: to effectively divert water away from these vulnerable openings and prevent any potential infiltration. The dramatic and deliberate shift from the original dark wall panels to a uniformly pristine white painted surface fundamentally transforms the spatial perception within the structure. Finally, the very last roofing metal sheets were meticulously prepared and ready for their ultimate placement. Once positioned precisely on the roof, the builder diligently anchored each sheet securely along the purlins or rafters, employing self-tapping gasketed screws specifically designed for robust attachment. At this very moment, you might find yourself pondering with genuine curiosity and a hint of disbelief: how on earth did he manage to construct all of this entirely on his own? Well, the entire impressive build thoughtfully unfolded over a significant period of approximately 7 months, a timeline that profoundly underscores his exceptionally methodical pace and unwavering dedication. From the outset, both the meticulously planned construction timeline and the expansive scope of this project unmistakably reflected ambitions that stretched far, far beyond the confines of basic utility. Every single component integrated into this structure was chosen with unparalleled deliberation, not merely to fulfill basic functional requirements, but to harmoniously resonate with and enhance its surrounding natural environment. The dormer, for instance, introduced a captivating vertical articulation to the roofline, expertly breaking up its visual mass and channeling an abundance of natural light directly into the charming lofted interior, creating a bright and airy feel. But to successfully bring all of these intricate plans to fruition, he faced the monumental challenge of maintaining a delicate balance between his precious time, immense physical effort, and the critical need for financial sustainability. The inherent constraints of undertaking such an ambitious project entirely solo meant that even the slightest, seemingly minor interruption had the potential to dramatically stretch a task that should have taken a single day into a multi-day effort, significantly impacting progress. However, within the specific and demanding context of a solo, self-managed build, the tangible impact of this partnership was profound and undeniably significant. Having fresh, nutritionally balanced, and ready-to-eat meals delivered weekly meant that he could consistently maintain long, intensive workdays without the critical need to pause for meal preparation or cooking. Furthermore, the unwavering nutritional stability and unparalleled convenience provided by such a service directly and significantly influenced the builder's physical stamina and overall well-being throughout the arduous project. Finally, it's crucial to acknowledge the significant financial and psychological dimensions that were intricately woven into this project. Sponsorships, when meticulously aligned with the creator's genuine needs and the authentic ethos of their content, cultivate a powerful feedback loop of empowerment and mutual benefit. This critical financial flexibility meant that his ambitious aesthetic and structural goals could robustly remain intact, rather than being regrettably scaled back or compromised due to restrictive budget constraints. These very last, insightful observations about the Shed project conclusively demonstrate that it ceaselessly evolved into an exquisitely detailed, architecturally articulate, and deeply personal space.